This continue right after the previous one. 6:40 right now, a.m. in the morning. So this is what I look like. Just get up in the morning. I have comb my hair, and so this is the place. So thank God for the concentrations and yeah, all these distractions. It's just traffic and noises and all this subliminal suggestion, all this the thoughts and word and this word they subliminal inject into my mind, had in the past, and now I'm recognizing them, and so now my concentration is much better, and hopefully I could smile even a little bit too. Just you could see on the look of my face, there's so much of stress, and I'm aware of it. And that's too also it's a first sign of cure, and the awareness of it. And so as some people would say, time heals itself, and I think with this in mind, yeah, just a matter of time. Hopefully sooner than I think that that all will pass, and I'll be back to a normal living condition, normal situation, and not have to be feel so stressful and so just crazy like. And that's praise my prayer, and I know God's watching over me. And right now, that I'm step out here at Google Map, yeah, because the sky right here, so it's 6:40 something in the morning now. Uh, Sky is Google Map, the satellite orbiting the Earth, and it's watching me. I'm here. Okay, that last night, yeah, so some man came by and just wanted to give me money. Lying down, I should have said something, and I was just so timid. He threw $3 at my side. I said he wanted to help me, and I know that he's not trying to help me, but I was just timid, and I'm sorry, Lord, forgive me. And for the viewer who's watching this video here, I should be more courageous and tell him to back up. And even now, I don't like to use vulgarity, but I should have tell him and say back up, or don't ever come back again. This is because it's nothing but harassment, intimidation, and bribery. And, but I was silent last night when they gave me throw that $3 on the floor where I'm sleeping on the sleeping bag right here that you could see. So now I'm learning a little bit more and more each day, and I'm able to, yeah, next time when something like that happen again, I'll just back up, and even I have used vulgarity, so I will, and I must stand up for my right. I must stand up for my life. As you could see, it's just so stressful. And I thank God again. I know God's watching me, God's protecting me, and God is teaching me all this stuff for years and years and decades that I've been living. Can I say hell? I say I'm so scared to use the word hell, because that's what it is, miserable for decades. Over 9 years of homeless, and in imprisonment for about 9 years, and false arrest of many times, and police report is there. There's no question about it. They cannot erase those police report, and reports. And right now I'm looking for attorney law firm. I had a private attorney at one time. I had terminated his service because of his violation of my representation, conspired with the DA Michael Green to reach a plea bargaining without my knowledge and consent. And it was at the very onset when I retained him as a private attorney, I specifically stated I do not want any plea bargaining. I want a trial, regardless the outcome, win or lose. I want a trial, because I know that they started with a false arrest, exceeding 72 hours in county jail imprisonment without a timely, proper charge. That's a violation of the law, certainly a violation of my constitutional right, a right of an American citizen. So it's ever since they would cover up after cover up. I have spoke to I have the county clerk. This all happened in Lake County, Indiana, back in 1990, and I had the clerk office there has filed a charge that is untimely, filed a charge, and all that's conspiracy. I had request twice to Judge Krajewski for a change of venue. Twice Judge Krajewski denied my change of venue request. And when I had that private attorney who violate my right, with reach a plea bargaining with DA Michael Green. And I sent a letter right away, that very day when I received the letter of notice, when I should have 20 days of notification. Instead, I only got 2 days. And by law, it's a violation of my right. And I type a personal letter and send it to DA Michael Green's office, notify him of the violation that he had committed. And then I went on the protest, and as well as the postal master locally in Lake County, Indiana, has also conspired on some other occasion as well, that when I request for an inquiry, postal master refused to grant my to cooperate with my inquiry. And then so I went on protest on that election year, that Judge Krajewski lost the re-election. One of the residents who came by and said that I never in all my years I never seen anyone camping as hard as you do. And Judge Krajewski came by my campsite of protest with his Jaguar, and only find out a few days later the election result, he lost it to a black candidate in the district. The first time ever in history that a black candidate was elected, with a result of 2 votes for him, 1 vote for Judge Krajewski. I think the resident concerns, and at least they knew that much. They were well aware that Judge Krajewski, when I protest on my Nissan pickup truck with 2 4x8 compressed board, painted white background color with red letter, large, huge red letter saying that Judge Krajewski is a tyrant. And I travel all over the district. I think that pays off. And then I went to drove the same Nissan pickup truck with Judge Krajewski is a tyrant, all the way to the state capital of Indiana. And it was so coincident that the newly elected governor, Evan Bayh, was walking on the hallway of the state capitol building with with a group of bodyguards, and I handed him personally a 4-page typed letter stating clearly spell out all the corruption in Lake County, Indiana, from the police officer to the warden, to the clerk's office, to the judge, to the DA's office, to my private attorney, and to the local postal masters, and a few other business people around, and to how Judge Krajewski was lost the re-election as well, and result of my protest. Certainly the sign say Judge Krajewski is a tyrant. It means a lot to the voter at the time. And so his governor, Evan Bayh, and I asked him to investigate. Evidently, he never investigated the result. Never investigated, and shortly after that meeting that I had with him, the letter that I gave him, and I was forced coerced to accept a plea bargaining, and left Lake County, Indiana, early of 1990. Back then I was by myself, and I was young, and I was inexperienced, and I was gullible, and over the years, and I was very timid, coward, scared, and so they took advantage of me back then. Over the years, and I went from Indiana, moved to Missouri, from Missouri to Florida, and here to Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And over the years, Brian Alex, ELLIS, I thought was a friend of mine, who took me out of Vietnam in 1975 as a refugee. He was with CBS Correspondence News at the time. In fact, his title was the Far East Chief Correspondent, and I relied on him, and I shared all my information with him, and under his guidance, his watchful eye. And from Indiana, when I left Indiana, under the plea bargaining coercion, I left and I went to Missouri. And when I was in Missouri shortly, working at Taco Bell, the president and CEO and a team of senior management came to Taco Bell, the little Taco Bell restaurant where I worked. And looking back, wonder why the president and CEO of Taco Bell came out to the Taco Bell restaurant. And then the police harassment there, and a next door neighbor couple attempt to introduce me of a young, attractive, beautiful young girl, about 18, 19 years old or so. And the next door couple say that this young lady ran away from home and would like to have a place to stay. Could you let her stay with you? She could take care of your apartment, clean your apartment, do the cooking for you. And it was just so obvious, and I never accept the offer, and I say sorry, cannot take it under the circumstances, my situation. Certainly, the last thing I want to thinking of is a relationship, certainly not sexual relationship. And so then the situation mounted, and I called Brian Alex on the public payphone, and he suggests that Pensacola, Florida. He has a lot of friends in Pensacola, Florida, and under such advice, and I thought it was a relief and didn't know at the time. And I moved. I thought sneak out. I thought like a convict I'd escape, board a Greyhound bus only to Dothan, Alabama, to Pensacola, Florida, only to find out that the bus driver on the way to Dothan, Alabama, he missed the turn and slammed on the brake and causing a mark on the pavement on the highway. That's dangerous to all the passengers, as far as I'm concerned. And so yeah, there's a fire truck just went by because I'm speaking right here. And when I have a chance, I'll YouTube on this. I'll get on to the news. Just like I protest against Jessica Kajewski, yeah, all these distractions. And so here's so I came down to Florida. The bus driver, the Greyhound bus driver, missed the turn on a highway. And then when get to Dothan, Alabama, made another phone call to Brian Alex, a public payphone, and he says, "Okay, don't worry, go to Pensacola." And I did in Pensacola. It was a hellhole in Pensacola. And Pensacola resolved now because of the time. I'll skip Pensacola for now, Florida, but it was a hellhole in Pensacola. False arrest several times in Pensacola. And then Pensacola. When I took the bus finally on October 11, and of course Brian Ellis, when I called him while I was in Pensacola, he said go talk to Michael Shoemaker, because he has a lot of friends in Pensacola, really there died. And Michael Shoemaker, and I called, it's a Lakeview Mental Hospital, Lakeview, Pensacola, and I called them, and they suggest me that I have to pretend that I have a suicidal thought, or else they won't admit me. So I said, yes, I have a suicidal thought, and then they admit me at Lakeview, and from there they took me to Fort Walton Beach, Pensacola, and a mental retired, mental handicapped group home. And from there, situation got worse and worse, and I called them, and they didn't, and they came to visit me personally from Stamford, Connecticut, where he lived, and came to Fort Walton Beach, Florida, personally visited me, and but I didn't know all this year. And from there, October to, and there's a lot more story because it probably could take hours to video record all the detail, but I'm going to skip on to the October 11th. October 10th, the day, now there's a fire truck. That's the fire truck. As far as I'm concerned, this is a part of their subliminal suggestion and intimidation. It's not coincidence that fire truck went by, or the situation. It's in my eye, just as weird from the camera, all those distractions. That I'm glad I realized it. And but again, thank God for some medical doctor will say the recognition of symptoms is the first sign of curing. So I'm aware of that. That's how they distract me. And so here, in October 10, 2016, the one of a church in Pensacola, Dennis is his name, is one of the head security guards. Imagine we have two presidents of the United States. How can a nation function? There were several head security guards. One is David, the other is Dennis, and there's more. Dennis said, but Dennis is the one who told me that the church doesn't have money to give it to you now. When I was asking for a bus ticket to come to Murfreesboro, Tennessee. and he said, give me a backpack and so forth. A girlish backpack, brand new, a girlish backpack. And the subliminal that lead me to thinking that I'm a little girl, beautiful girlish maybe, but I'm a man, I'm not a little girl. And I refuse to be so unpredictable, or to be so girlish or so whimsical, or to be so feminine. I am a man, and I refuse to think like a woman. And so here, that nothing wrong with woman. God created man and woman. Woman is a part of necessity in our life. There's no question about that. Just the so I left October 11th, the next day. Uh, pastor, one of the pastor, finance minister, who said, "Can you come back tomorrow, which is Tuesday?" I said, "No, I can't. I got to go. I got to leave." And